Have you ever wondered how a creature of vibrant colors and powerful calls learns the language of quiet love? This is the story of Rio, a magnificent blue and gold macaw, whose world was painted in deep blues and warm golds, a world of predictable routines and silent observation. For years, Rio's life was a gentle rhythm. From his high wooden perch by the window, he was a silent guardian of the house, watching the sun draw long shadows across the floor. He knew the sounds of morning coffee, the quiet hum of the afternoon, and the soft clicks of the lights turning off at night. His world was orderly, calm, and familiar. Then, one day, the symphony of his life changed its tune. A new, delicate melody was introduced. A baby arrived. Her name was Maya. The house, once filled with predictable sounds, now whispered with softer tones. Footsteps became lighter, voices hushed, and movements were slow and deliberate. Many might expect a parrot like Rio, known for their loud calls and dramatic personalities, to react with squawks of protest or frantic flapping. But Rio was different. He didn't scream. He didn't make a fuss. He simply watched, his dark, intelligent eyes taking in every detail of this new chapter. He became a still, vibrant statue, observing the subtle shifts in the home's energy. Every afternoon, a new ritual began. Maya would be placed on a soft, colorful mat in the middle of the living room, right in Rio's line of sight. As she lay there, a tiny bundle of life, Rio would lean forward just a fraction on his perch. His posture shifted from relaxed sentinel to focused observer. He was captivated. When Maya started to explore her own tiny world, wiggling her fingers and kicking her feet, Rio's curiosity deepened. He'd tilt his head from one side to the other, a classic parrot gesture of inquiry. He wasn't threatened. He was intrigued. He saw not an intruder, but a new, fascinating part of his environment. One sunny afternoon, something magical happened. As Maya lay on her mat, bathed in a patch of sunlight, she let out a sudden, bubbling laugh. It was a pure, joyous sound that filled the quiet room. In that instant, Rio responded. He didn't mimic the laugh, nor did he let out one of his usual squawks. Instead, he answered with a single, gentle whistle. It was soft, melodic, and perfectly timed, a note of acknowledgement. That was the beginning of their secret language, their quiet exchange. It became their game. Maya would giggle, and Rio would answer with his soft, sweet whistle. A laugh from the mat, a whistle from the perch. It was a call and response that needed no words, a conversation understood only by the two of them. It was their bond, woven from sound and silence. As Maya grew from a baby into a toddler, Rio's understanding of her deepened. He learned her rhythms, her patterns of play and rest. When she began to crawl, her explorations often brought her closer to his perch. Rio remained calm, a steady presence. He seemed to know instinctively when she needed space, subtly shifting his weight or turning his attention to a toy, giving her the freedom to explore without fear. He never showed aggression, only a patient, watchful tolerance. He became a constant in her young life, a splash of brilliant color in her field of vision. When she learned to stand, holding onto the furniture, she would sometimes steady herself near his perch, looking up at the stunning mosaic of blue and gold feathers. Rio would simply look back, his dark eyes soft. There was no need for touch, no need for grand gestures. His presence was enough. It was a silent promise of stability in her ever-changing world. Friends and family would visit, often marveling at the unlikely pair. They saw a boisterous bird and a small child and expected noise and chaos. Instead, they found a serene tableau. They witnessed the quiet understanding that flowed between them, a testament to the fact that connection isn't always loud. It can be built in the shared silences, in the simple act of being there for one another. Years passed. Maya grew from a toddler into a young girl who could talk, run, and tell her own stories. And when she was old enough to describe her earliest memories, she didn't talk about toys or cartoons first. She spoke of colors. She remembered a brilliant, impossible blue and a warm, shining gold. She remembered the feeling of safety that came with those colors, the sense of a watchful protector always nearby. Before she had the words for love or friend, she understood the concept through the steady, quiet presence of Rio. His gentle whistles were the soundtrack to her babyhood, his vibrant feathers the first masterpiece she ever admired. He taught her that some of the deepest bonds aren't forged in conversation, but in quiet companionship and shared moments of peace. Rio's story with Maya is a beautiful reminder for all of us. It shows that love and friendship can take many forms, often appearing in the most unexpected places. It's a story about patience, observation, and the profound power of a quiet, steady presence. Sometimes, the most meaningful connections are not the ones we shout about, but the ones we feel in the stillness, communicated through a simple whistle, a tilted head, and a splash of blue and gold. Thank you so much for watching and sharing in this quiet, colorful story. If it touched your heart, consider subscribing for more tales of the amazing connections we share with the animal world. See you next time.